and welcome back, or if you're new around here, hello and welcome. My name is Katie Marie and I like to play with eyeshadow palettes on my channel, and I do raw, unedited, get ready with me style videos where we talk about something. And in today's video I want to do a will I buy it, talking about new makeup releases with you guys, because I feel like a lot has been coming out and I just haven't had the time to sit down and chat with you guys about it. And we're going to start off with what I'm going to use on my eyes as a new release. This is the newest Nomad Cosmetics palette, the New Zealand Stargazing palette. This is what the box looks like per usual when it comes to Nomad Cosmetics. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning on the packaging. I just got my palette in today. I do have a cold sore going on. Tried to cover it up with some lipstick. We're gonna ignore that, but I really wanted to play with this palette today, so we are going to be doing just that. Here is once again the outside of the palette. Looks like the box, and then oh yeah, I almost forgot to show you guys. This is the little postcard that it comes with. It always comes with some information on the back. It's really cute, personal. I always enjoy that they include this with all of their palette releases. Always has some information about the palette, or like, the inspiration for the palette. Also, like, lets you know what kind of cause that they are working with for the palette. It's really cool. A lot of cool information. If you do get this palette, take the time to read it. I always enjoy it. But yeah, this is the palette, and of course I'm sure everyone has already seen it, but this is what the palette looks like inside. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multi-chromes. I'm not exactly sure if this is a multi-chrome. I think it might be a duochrome, but the other ones definitely look multi-chromey. I can see lots of shift. This is like a green to reddish purple, lots of colors, like from straight on purple to red, but then on this angle I can see green. This is a blue to purple, beautiful color. This is a, what would you call that, like a bronze to reddish. Oh, yellow, like a yellow bronze, yellow gold bronze. And then this is like a gold to orange. Beautiful shift. This one, as I said, is a little bit harder for me to tell. It just looks beautiful and white, but I would say yellow to red. I don't know what you call that type of shift, but it's beautiful. It's got some green in there as well, so it must be a multi-chrome because I can see a couple different shifts going on here. Regardless, they're all beautiful, and obviously a very purple heavy palette, but it does have a little bit more thrown in there instead of it just being exclusively purple palette. You got a little bit of the blues in there, you got black and gray to make a nice cool tone gray look, and some pinks and a little bit of neutral in there too. So that's what we're gonna play with. I already primed my eyes. I'm gonna give it one more tap over as I pull this closer to me, or not too close, I don't want it in the frame. I'm going to tap this out one more time. I put this primer on maybe 2 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago. And let's dive in. So this palette, you have to tell me, what did you guys think about this palette? I was super excited to get it and to create a look with it, because like I said, you look at it and my initial thoughts are like, oh, it's a purple palette, but there's so much more to it than just a purple palette. I'm gonna just follow my gut, I guess you could say. I'm gonna start with black, and then I'm probably gonna go a little heavy on, do I wanna go heavy on the purple or the blue on the outer corner? I'm really torn. I kinda wanna go with this purple because I have this purple type of shirt, and I feel like the reddish purple would go really well with this. But we're gonna start with the black. I like a good black, so let's see how this black is. I have already done my face makeup, obviously, and I don't wanna make a mess, so we're gonna put this kind of like a smudged out liner is what I'm gonna go for. Nomad Cosmetics typically has really pigmented shadows, so like I don't think I'll need the depth adding to it with their darker colors, but if there's a black in it, I gotta try it. And like, look at that. Not the best brush for precise application on the outer edge, but it is beautiful for sure. But you have to tell me what you think about this palette. It being a purple palette, I'm not as like head over heels for it as maybe a lot of people are, because if you're new to my channel, I'm not huge into the purples. But like I said, I do appreciate that it has all the different tones around the purple that go with the purple. I feel like it gives a little bit of creativity, so I like that about it. And like I said, I just like Nomad Cosmetic palettes in general, so I'm excited to try it again. I'm going to use that same palette. I'm gonna go with the blue. I want to go blue on the outer corner. I'm so indecisive right now. I kind of really want to play with that blue because it's just a little bit different, and it's not the purple, but I'm wearing a purple shirt, so I'm like, maybe I should, but oh well, I'm gonna just follow where my eyes are leading me. Let's dive into that blue and see what it looks like. I am curious how blue this is gonna be. We're gonna place this right out here, just like so. Oh, the depth is beautiful. But anyway, lovely release. If you've never followed a Nomad launch, like on their Instagram page, you're totally missing out. Definitely recommend that. But I'm excited to see what type of looks I can get from them, or from this palette. And like I said, I like the versatility. I like that I can dip into this palette and I can create an all gray look that you probably wouldn't even think comes from this palette, but I can also get like a light neutral pink look. I can get an all blue look. I can get an all purple look. There's just a lot of ways you can go with this palette that for me is the type of purple palette that I like, because I can go for it. Yes, I can get a purple look. You know, I do enjoy every now and then doing purple looks. It's just not my favorite, but I like being able to create purple looks, and I can get those looks, but then I can also get other looks, which is exciting for me. Okay, so now what should I blend out that blue with? Maybe I should keep it going and just lighten it up a little bit out here, and then I'll bring a little bit of purple. I don't know what I should do. Purple in and maybe a touch of pink on the very inner. I could do like purple halfway through and then a little bit of pink in here, because there isn't, got a little blue in there, there isn't like a lighter version of that blue. So let's do that. I'm just gonna take a fluffier brush because the one I was using is too big. And let's also talk about another purple palette. Did you guys see? I'm gonna hold it up so you guys can see in case you haven't, but Deandra Nicole and Belle's Beauty Bar is collaborating on this purple palette, and she loves purple, and this palette has her name written all over it. Like, I saw it and I was like, yep, that's absolutely fitting. She enjoys purple, and this is a purple palette. I haven't decided if I'm going to get it, because it is, like I said, a purple palette, and I'm not that into purples. You know, I enjoy this type of palette where I can get some purples, but I can get some other looks. It's launching on the 26th, so I have a little bit of time to decide and hem and haw about it. I kind of want to, because I missed out on her other palette, which honestly I should have really picked up. It was just a really busy time, but it was like a sunset vibe type of palette, which I do like those colors. So I'm like, I should have totally just picked up that launch. That would have been perfect, but I didn't. I missed it. I think that was with NBA Cosmetics, I want to say, that brand. But anyway, so I don't really want to miss another one of her releases, and Belle's Beauty Bar is definitely that brand that I have been wanting to try before. I'm just going to take more of that blue right on top of where that black stopped, and where I'm blending out that blue just to help it marry together. Anyway, I feel I've been wanting to try the brand for a while. I missed out on her previous launch, so I'm like, man, maybe I really should. So I keep going back and forth. Let me know what you guys think. Are you picking up that palette? If you do not know who the influencer Deandra Nicole is, you need to stop right now, if you have an Instagram, I suppose, but go follow her on Instagram. She does the most gorgeous arm swatches. Like, she's a very artistic type of arm swatcher. Like, if you've ever seen arm swatches for me, there ain't nothing beautiful about it. Like, it's just an arm swatch, but she puts so much, like, I don't know, she just has an eye for it. They're just so beautiful. Like, she is someone like that buys props to go along with the type of palette that she is going to be photographing. Like, that's how artistic and beautiful they are. And she's got a deeper skin tone, so it's great to have that versatility in the arm swatches and swatching for a new palette when it comes out. I love to see how colors look on her skin tone, and she's just, like I said, an artist when it comes to swatching palettes and putting the looks. You wouldn't call it looks. What would you call it? Because it's not like a look, it's arm swatches, but putting the scene, again, I don't know if I'm making sense, but they're beautiful. She's artistic. She's an artist. That's what I'm basically saying. And if you like makeup at all, she's definitely something that you need to be following, because I always, you guys hear me, I love a good, beautiful palette. Like, if a palette looks pretty and I'm like remotely interested in the color story, chances are I'm gonna wanna buy it just because the palette looks pretty. Like, I love packaging, presentation, and stuff like that. So if you're someone like that, you know, seeing the type of arm swatches that she does, they're so artistically beautiful. It's just, I love seeing them. So if you are anything like that, highly recommend. You probably already are following her if you are like that, inclined about makeup. But if you are not, I will leave her link down below, because I highly, highly, highly recommend you check her out. Okay, so this blue, if I can speak, is gorgeous. So deep. I feel like I'm doing a terrible job in like blending it out. It's kind of making me a little bit uneasy with how intense this color is, and I'm trying to like not make a mess. This is definitely an eyeshadow or a palette color story. The saturation, the richness of these tones. I would want to do my eyes first and then my face afterwards, so I have some wiggle room, but I think it's okay. I think I'll be able to save it at the end. Let me go ahead and grab another brush, and I will pull up another, can I use this? Yeah, this has got a little bit of a blend to it. I really need to wash my brushes, so maybe I'll do a video like that. Last time I needed to wash my brushes, I just did it on camera as we talked about things. Anyway, what's next? Let's see. I'm using the Indie Makeup Spotlight, and it looks like she took a break over the holidays from posting. Anyway, this is new. This is Belle Beauty Bar, oh wait, a sneak peek. You can see sneak peek Belle's Beauty Bar, what, 3 days ago. I never saw this. It's a sneak peek, so there's nothing to it, but it's like dead roses and black and red packaging. Very interested to see what that's about. And like I said, she was posting like beginning of December here, so I'm gonna go out, oh, after this one. Let's talk about this real quick. This is from Sydney Grace, and they're collaborating with Kendra Mathias. I'm sorry. I know I'm butchering it, but anyway, I don't think I know who she is. Not that that makes any difference, but just explaining, like I'm not aware of who she is, but she created a palette. Let me go back to the closer, these are swatches, a neutral palette. It is very pretty. Sydney Grace has got a solid formula. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go into that bright purple. Or like dark bright purple, I don't know, whatever. I'm going into that shade. They've got a lovely formula, but they are definitely very much a neutral color story type of brand, and they don't venture out very often. I will say when they do venture out, I feel like they do like the greens. So there has been several times that I have been tempted because they have a neutral green type of theme going on with their releases, and I've definitely been tempted. But they are more of that, you know, kind of everyday neutral browns type of color story, and I'm just not into them. So while I'm sure the quality, I mean, the quality looks amazing on those swatches. They're very pigmented and beautiful, but I'm just, I can't get excited for them because, like, even though I'm not a purple person, like, I'm more excited about this palette than those, just because the saturation of this palette is just beautiful. I'm sure I don't need to explain to you why I am having so much fun with this Nomad palette. Like, oh my goodness. The more I work with them, like, maybe I do like purples. Like, oof, it's pretty. I'm gonna go back into that blue real quick just to touch it up. So anyway, I have no plans to get it, but I do like looking at their palettes and like what they launched and them as a brand. Like I said, I really do. I first discovered them back when I was more into browns and neutral, so I really did like them. Oh, I didn't even say this in the beginning, but I do have a bit of a cold, so I'm sorry if I sound very nasally. Anyway, moving on. But anyway, now that I'm more into color, I'm just not into them. Coffee break, sorry. Sorry I don't edit things out. Oh yes, let's talk about DD Signatures. I hope to have this palette soon. I think it's on its way to me. I just don't know when it's gonna get here. And I also don't know which one, because there's a quad. There's this palette, which is, this looks like a ton of fun. Is it the middle row is all shimmers, and then the two top and bottom is mattes. Oh my goodness, that looks like such a fun color story. Ooh, that's pretty. This is my first time seeing this palette because I saw, oh, there's a picture of it if you just want to see. That's a fun color story. And then I also saw, maybe it was, oh, look at that. The saturation. Okay, there was a quad I know I saw. Where did it go? This is the quad I saw a couple days ago, and that also looks fun. I love a green pink moment. So fun. And like those type of greens and pinks, I feel like it's a little bit different and fun. Very fun. So their DD Signatures is coming out with both palettes. I have no idea which one is coming. Blooming Basket. Whichever one comes, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it for sure, and I will definitely try to do a look. I'm gonna go in with this shade, and if it's too dark, I'll add a touch of this to lighten it up, because I'm just gonna go in here. And I might bring more of the purple around, but I didn't know how far I wanted to go down. So anyway, DD Signature, wow. Didn't that look beautiful? Oh, look how pigmented this is. It looks so pretty. I am so excited that DD Signatures is back. I've been saying that like every time I mention her since she's come back. I'm just like, yes, I'm so excited. I have missed her fun color stories. Like that color story of the bigger palette, it's like, you know, probably not super groundbreaking. If you sit and look at it, you're like, yeah, I've probably seen that before. But it's just fun and different from what's coming out right now. And that's what I love about like makeup and palettes and whatnot. I just want to see different color combinations, different ways of putting colors together. Different color combinations just always inspire me. I'm gonna go in with a teeny bit, just a teeny, just to help blend this out. It's very pigmented. It just inspires me to have fun with makeup, which is my biggest thing. When I have the time to sit down and play with makeup, I just want to be able to have fun. I rarely do makeup. There are days that I do, but I rarely do makeup where I'm like, oh, I gotta put makeup on and go out the door. Usually it's like, okay, like I have some time. I really just want to relax. I want to, you know, play with something, have some fun with makeup, and that's like, I don't know, it's a good relaxer for me. That's what I enjoy to do, and what I enjoy doing when it comes to makeup. So anyway, I always just feel like Dee Dee Signatures has such a fun take on color stories and palettes, and obviously, as I've said many times, her formula is amazing. Oh my goodness, this is so pigmented. I wish I had more space on my eyeballs because I'm running out of room. I should have started lower with the blend. Oh well, my fault. Oh my goodness, this is a fun combination. Probably predictable, but still fun, right? So pigmented. So now, since I've gotten a little carried away and I'm like right up into my brows, what I'm going to do is nothing too dense, but nothing too fluffy. I'm going to try this, and I'm just going to go right above it. This is a clean brush, and I'm just going to buff because I just want to make sure there's no line of like where all this color stops. I want it to just fade away. It's always my goal. Oof, so pretty. Okay, yeah, that does a trick. Before you forget, when in doubt, grab a clean brush and just hit the edges because it really does help diffuse. I remember I used to use white, but then that just kind of brightens it too much. But just a clean brush is really all you need. I do have a low battery that's beeping at me, so I might be cutting off here in a minute, and then I'll just come back on after I switch the battery because I like to live on the edge and let it like completely die before I change it, I guess. Okay, let's see what's next on here. What is this? Florist Official. I haven't really talked about that brand at all. What is this? This is pretty. Essence Cosmetics, right? Yep, they have a couple different eyeshadow palettes. None of them really like jump out to me. That's fun. They're different. The bigger ones are not. Even this one that's like the colorful one. I don't know. But these are cute. This one's cute, I guess. I can't zoom apparently to save my life. That's cute, but it's still, I don't know. Nothing that groundbreaking. I mean, the palette packaging, like that is so fun. But then you look at what's like, what color story it's giving you, and it's just like, okay. Anyway, let's keep moving. I know I saw more that I was interested in. This is, oh yeah, did I talk about, I want to say I did. Cinch Beauty came out with more brushes. They're beautiful. I have a couple of her brushes. They are stunning. I love them a lot. Like, they're really, really nice. Oh yeah, let's talk about Pat McGrath Labs. The Heart's Desire collection for Valentine's Day. Everyone was hoping for like blues or purples or just something besides pinks. And she just gave another pinky red palette. There is a purple shadow in it, but like when you have packaging on this, like a blue rose, and there's like no blue in there, I don't understand that. I have yet to buy a Pat McGrath Labs palette, not only because it is expensive. It is expensive. Oh shoot, I just dropped my whatever this is, glitter primer. It is expensive, so I mean that's definitely a pause for me, but like her color stories have never made me want to spend the money, at least with Natasha Denona, who is also expensive. Like, I've bought her palette before, her, what was it, Circle Local palette, because the color story was fun. But Pat McGrath Labs, all of her color stories, literally, she comes out with a new one. I don't even know how often, because anytime I see them, I'm always like, didn't you launch that one just now? Didn't you launch that one last month? Like, they just always seem the same, and I feel like I always see that type of reddish, pinky, rose type of shadow from her. Just different hues, so I don't know. I'm not into Pat McGrath. I've never, like I said, never bought any of her pieces, so I'm definitely not a collector, but I know a lot of people are because her packaging is unique and different. Or like, you know, they're just so beautiful and kind of, yeah, unique and different, and I know a lot of people like to collect them, but yeah, it's always the same colors. Okay, so while this dries, it's very wet. This is the NBA Cosmetics. This is the brand I think that Deandra collabed with, but this is their Glitter Foil and Liner FX. Fantastic. It goes on like water, but if you wait till the watery shininess goes away and it looks like it's dry, and it'll be very tacky, and it helps take the colors really well. What do I want to use? I'm just going to use one. I'm going to refrain myself and use one so we can really see it pop. I kind of want to use one of these just because it's very different from what's going on here. But also this shade is just like mesmerizing because when I look at it, I can see flashes of green in there, and you guys know I love green. But it's also like reddish, so I don't know if it'll blend in too much with that red in there. Let me swatch them. Finger swatches, my very dirty. I must have gotten into marker. I have a bunch of colors on my finger. Anyway, Jewel Box, oof, and Carina Nebula. Okay, wow. This has got a lot more red to it. Again, I'm kind of wanting to stay away from because I want this color to pop. This I think will pop the most. And it's like a red to green to gold. So that would be pretty. And then this is a Southern Cross that I'm very tempted. Oh gosh, I could see so much purple on there. I hope I'm not too washed out. I feel like I am slightly washed out. I'm gonna tone down my mirror. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's so pretty. Oh goodness, I don't know what to choose. Maybe I should try this because this is the one that's kind of the brightest, so it'll stand out the most, and I'm having the hardest time seeing the shift. But then I don't want it to be boring if I can't see the shift. Man, this one is such a strong, it's like a pinky purple, kind of like those two colors combined, and then it goes all the way to like a beautiful green. But no, I want it to stand out, so I'm either going to use this. I'm going to use up 10 minutes of this video just deciding. Oh, so pretty. Or this. Let's do gold and be different and just hope it's different enough. Like I said, so one I'm having the hardest time seeing the shift on, so maybe, let's be optimistic here, Katie. Maybe if I use it, I'll be able to see it better because I'm going to definitely take pictures afterwards. So that one was Jewel Box, if you were curious. It's this shade right there. Let's put it on. This side is drier. So let me grab a flat brush, my favorite for putting on these type of shadows, and let me see if there's anything else. I thought there was more new stuff that I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, that's it. ColourPop Cosmetics and Twilight. That's a fun, cool tone color story. Now maybe it's cool tone, which I think is a fun, different vibe for me, but also there's a green in there, so maybe that's why I'm so like, oh, that's cool and different. But of course, ColourPop did well in the packaging. I think that's cool. But the color story, I gotta give it to them. It's not super like creative and, you know, blindingly colorful or anything like that, so I'm not planning to get it. But for what ColourPop usually comes out with, I gotta give it to them. I'm kind of impressed. Okay, this is like a Super Shock formula. Yeah, well, maybe, yeah, I can kind of move it around. Yeah, I think I would call it a Super Shocky formula. I can move it around. It takes a little bit of effort to get it on a brush because of, or like this type of brush because of that formula. I'm gonna probably want to just use my finger, I feel like, because I just got a chunk right there. Let's see, what is the best way to use this? I'm out of all of my, yeah, it's kind of wanting to come off a little chunky. I'm out of all my clean sponge tip applicators, and I don't like when it gets too chunky, so I'm gonna use my finger. I'm just gonna go very carefully, my finger that's got the red marker on it, and we're gonna tap, tap, tap. Uh-oh, I just felt something fall over. Yeah, it has a very creamy, kind of gives me that Super Shock-esque feeling to it when I'm placing it on, and when I'm feeling it kind of like when I'm rubbing it in, it has that, takes me back to those Super Shock, like it's not wet, but it's wet type of formula. It's not exactly a powder dry, but using my finger is going to help get that chunk out. I got one little chunk stuck there that I'm just going to be stubborn and smooth out, and there we go. All right, I'm gonna use that for this side, or I'm gonna use my finger for this side too. And I just think that's, you're gonna need something a little bit smooth. For whatever reason, when I'm trying to use a flat brush for this type of formula, it's not wanting to go on evenly on my brush, so then when I swipe it over, it's the areas on my brush that have more are depositing more in one area, and then because of the formula of it being like that creamy texture, it's not wanting to blend out as effortlessly. So, all right, what do we think? I think I see some green in there. I'm gonna definitely feel like this shadow will come alive, and I'll see the shift once I get a mirror up to it. So, gotta be patient. I'm just gonna finish putting on this this shadow and blending, or like make sure it comes up as far as I want. I feel like with this shadow, I should probably have done a cut crease to really make it strong, but since I didn't and I used my finger, it's a little bit of a fuzzy blend, so oh well, it'll be fine. It doesn't always have to be a perfectly sharp cut to it. I went a little too high right here, so we're just gonna blend and pretend we didn't see that. And let me grab another eyeshadow or another product. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna get it, but definitely highly, like, props to ColourPop. I was impressed at their color story. I was impressed. Oh, Rimmel's coming out with a multitasker Better Than Filters foundation. I have been getting that itch of like, I really want to get a new face product. Right now today I just used a powder. Literally, that was all I used. And I typically use like a CC cream. I don't know. What's the ColourPop one? That's the one I use the most. This guy, Pretty Fresh. Oh, I just stabbed myself in the eye. I use that or the ColourPop Clean Matte. Those are my two favorites. I've gone through a tube previously of them, and then I'm on both of those are getting low. So I've gone through it a lot. That's kind of been my go-to. I really like something lightweight and not heavy at all, not foolproof or anything, just because with my lifestyle I need to be able to sweat and not have like, you'll go like this and just have makeup everywhere, and I need to be able to dab my face and stuff like that. So something light like a powder or something, it holds up really well to sweating and stuff like that, and it doesn't, if I do need to swipe at my face, it's not just coming off in chunks, you know, and just making a mess. So that's my go-to. So Rimmel, with it being Better Than a Filter, it looks very like lightweight. I might be interested in that. I'm gonna go heavy with that purple for my lower lash line. So we didn't use it on top, that's a little bit big. And I'm curious to see how I like it. So we're gonna go take that purple. But let me know if there's any other brands that have come out with that really like lightweight BB cream, CC cream, tinted moisturizer type stuff. Let me know, because like I said, I've been getting the itch for a while now to get something new. The two that I've been using a lot this past year are both getting used up. Like, they're on their last legs. They're not going to last much longer. So I'd like to have something lined up. And if it's a new release, if you want to see my thoughts on it, let me know and maybe I can do that. It's been a while since I've reviewed or done first impressions on face products on here, but I'm not opposed to it for sure. I just like playing with makeup. That's why I like playing with eyeshadow. That's why my channel's mostly eyeshadow. That's a pretty purple, but I'm not opposed to trying some face products for sure. All right, very pretty. Definitely went a little too heavy on this side, but that is my own fault. Or a little too, not heavy, but a little too low with my shadow on this side. And then, like I said, that's my own fault. We're gonna just take a little bit of powder, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of this, and pretend that I am professional and talented enough to erase this. And I probably didn't do it, but oh well. All right, so let's see. I think that was about it. I feel like there was another release or two, but I'm blanking. I did not save it, and I don't see it here. Is that it? No, wait, what's this? Terra Moon Cosmetics, Space Chemistry. Is this a palette? I think this is a palette. Terra Moon? I had no idea. Okay, this is new. Yeah, okay, so Space Chemistry, this is what the palette looks like. It looks like a beehive, honestly, like when I see it. You guys see that? It's like black with red lettering, and then the beehive, you know, why can't I talk? Shape. Oh my goodness. And then inside, let me get a better shot. Where was that? Here. Inside, this is what the palette looks like. Interesting. Interesting for me. I think it's probably beautiful in person, but there's only 2 mattes in here. But look at those shimmers. They're very pretty. Here's a quick shot of all the shimmers. Only 2 mattes. Okay, I'm sorry. I understand that they are big on the shimmers, but I gotta say it, like, if you're only gonna have 2 mattes, okay, that's up to you. You know, that's your decision. But like, why would the 2 mattes be so close together? I mean, I guess the thought is that you only use a matte to warm up your crease, and then the rest of the look is all with the shimmers. And so maybe they did 2 colors for like differing skin tones. So like if you're a lot lighter, you can use this one. And if you're a lot deeper, you can use that one. But I feel like that's not deep enough to use that. I don't know, if you're gonna only use 2, even if you're only gonna use 2 and they're both neutral, can you make one like super dark, and then that way you can do one like light in your crease and one dark on the outer corner and then do your shimmer? I don't know. That annoys me when they're that close and that's the only 2 in there. Probably being nitpicky and ridiculous, but that is my nitpick for it. That annoys me. Okay, let me go in with, okay, I'm almost done. The movie stopped recording, like it just paused recording, but it's still flashing. I just click record. Let's see if we can finish this before it dies. I'm gonna go into this one right here. I couldn't pronounce it. Magellanic Clouds. I'm sure I'm butchering it up so much, but that is me. And I'm gonna pop it right in here. Ooh, this is pretty. This will be a pretty shade to use when you use, like, if I did a look with just the grays in this palette and then put this over top. Ooh, that would be so pretty. I like that type of like neutral, really grayed out everywhere else, and then something really blinding on the lid. I feel like that's so, so pretty. Okay, so this is pretty. Like I said, I'm pretty much done here. Oh yeah, I didn't finish up with the Terra Moon. If you can't tell, I'm not gonna get it because I'm slightly annoyed at that. Like, I don't know. And even if they did have a darker brown and a light brown, I would give them credit and say, okay, you know, your choice, whatever. It's just not for me, and I wouldn't get it. But I'm sorry, why are they so close? If I'm missing something, please let me know. Like, is there a reason, like, that they explained as to why they would put the only two mattes so similar? And if it is for the different skin tones to just do something simple in the crease, like a darker one would still be very beneficial, I feel like. Anyway, let me know what the deal is with that. It's probably, I'm just wrong, but that's just my initial thoughts when I saw it. I'm just like, why only do mattes that are literally one shade apart? So let me know if you're getting it. I know a lot of people love their shimmer, or like their shimmer formula. That's kind of the spark with this brand. Like, they really do shimmers very well. So I can understand why people are still going to be excited, probably still going to buy. But for me, you guys know me with eyeshadow, the creativity, the thing that I love the most is the mattes, because I can, for me personally, be the most creative. And shimmers, while they're pretty, I only use one or two. Let's see, like I was saying with the shimmers, let me see if I can focus here. Doing this live on camera is always tricky. I'm going to focus here, like I just said, but let's see if we can catch the shift on camera, and afterwards, ooh, I can see a shift. Afterwards, I can include the pictures. But yeah, I see a green shift on the outside for sure. That's pretty. It's mostly yellow, or like a goldy red. I guess it depends on which side. And then the shift is definitely like green, bright green. So I'm glad I went with this shade because it's definitely different. I don't like my lid color to be super close to the crease, but I'm sure that other shade would have been just as beautiful. So I'll go ahead and put up right now pictures with the with my finished eye look, showing you guys the multi-chrome effect. And I am planning to put on wing liner because this look just needs wing liner, and obviously, typically, not obviously, but as I tend to do, I do not do it on camera, so I'll go ahead and put on wing liner after I sign off from here. But you guys can still see the pictures, so let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts on the eyeshadow palettes that I talked about, the new releases. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that, and let me know what I'm missing. Like I said, I feel like there were quite a few releases that came out, and I just, scrolling here, this is Makeup on Your Radar, and I feel like I'm not seeing them. Or maybe there's just so many releases I'm missing the really good ones that I was excited to talk about. I don't know. Let me know down below for sure, and maybe next time I'm able to do this, I can sit down and chat about those palettes or those makeup releases that I missed. But that is pretty much going to do it for this video. I had a fantastic time playing with the New Zealand Stargazing palette. Oh my goodness, the mattes are amazing, stunning. Like, the pigmentation is so rich, such a fun look. Have no complaints with the mattes, and that the multi-chrome is definitely that type of what was I saying, the ColourPop Super Shock type of you know, shadow. So it's very smooth, it's very not jelly, what is that texture? It's very emulsive, so when you put it on, it was just tricky for me to pick up with a brush. So my finger was the best. I'll be curious to see how it wears because it is that emulsive. A lot of the times if I'm out like sweating, or if you know, I'm like wearing it for a long time, they can tend to crease if they don't set really well, and then we're just gonna have to wait and see. Some of these type of shadows like are perfect, I have no issues, and other ones like they crease like crazy. So we'll just have to wait and see, but that is a little bit different. I feel like for Nomad with their formulas, it is a little bit of a different type of like, what am I trying to think of? Like, what is that for? All I can think of as Super Shocky is that type of almost wet but not wet formula. So let me know your thoughts down below, but that is going to do it for me. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And yeah, with all that said, I'll see you guys. Oh, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I always forget to say this. Follow me on Instagram, LadyKD92. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and check if you're subscribed, because I've had a lot of people tell me that they thought I had stopped uploading because YouTube unsubscribed them and they weren't seeing my my new videos. And I know I've slowed down a lot, but I am still here. I am still posting, so check and make sure you are still subscribed. And with that said, yeah, that'll do it. I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye, guys.